In tonight's research, Dandadan episode 10. Info from the comments. Kappa and Hiroshi Abe. Let knowledge flow. Hola, minasan. Welcome back for another round of Dun Dun Dun. Oh yes. Loch Ness Monster wanted its 350 and was told to get a 60% pay cut and just started annihilating everybody. That was a pretty fun episode. And ended on a comedic note, which in the manga, that final scene when Okurun, in the anime, we see it fully animated where Okurun, Aida, and Ayase are running away through the hall. That only lasted 2 panels, and the fact that they took those 2 panels and turned it into that lengthy run was really amazing. It was pretty freaking amazing, and so now we're gonna see what the aftermath is in this episode. Episode 10. Have you ever seen a cattle mutilation? I have, and you will. So, don't hesitate to comment down below and provide me with any fun facts, trivia, any research information to help expand my research. And I will quote y'all during the research, post reaction research. So, yeah, type away. So. Let's not waste any time, and let's start with the reacting. Say hello to sexy teacher. School nurse Queen Sensei. Discipline. Although I'm very surprised, in the manga they were very elaborate in her sexiness. The cheek. You are not Sailor Moon. That's true. I always loved that theory. I really love this world build. Oh my gosh, Junie, stop it. Wow. I'm surprised they lived. I never even considered that in the manga. They survived that throw. Tell her the truth. She's listening. Oh no. Oh, okay. I thought she was gonna freak out. Oh, she liked that. I forgot, he says I'm that was his catchphrase. I was expecting her to fall over. Want to scratch hair with me? Sure. Teen romance.
ママ発見。オカルもいいんじゃん。おい、びっくりした。いや、それうちらだから。カナから連絡来てビビったわ。D組の前でオカルと裸で抱き合ってるってさ。うちら科学人
They missed out.
言ってもどうせ理解できないし。謎はすべて解けた。マジすげー。D 組の白鳥も裸だったということなんですね。
Oh no, they're gonna say it's a three-way.
白鳥という、三角
Love triangle.
こんな二人が起こした闘争。モモがシャコに話しかけていたのは白鳥をぶん殴るためにシャコ師匠にパンチの打ち方を教わっていたからだ。犯人はお前だ。やめ。カイラ大丈夫？
What a great depiction of teenagers, man.
なんだって協力するよ。
我ながら自分の好感度の高さにあっぱれ。
That face.
綾瀬モモなんでしょ。こんなことしたの。
あいつ男と見りゃ誰とでもやるらしいぜ。
その噂知ってる。ちょっと前に。
Yeah, Ira, you started that.
懲らしめた方が良くない？悪行拡散してさ。
うちらの白鳥さん泣かせたらどうなるか思い知らせようぜ。
そのデマ流したの私が悪いの。だから綾瀬モモを悪く言わないで。
And the show's so good. The writing's just so good. The manga has such great writing. Man, seeing that whole entire sequence animated. The anime's just doing the manga justice. Yeah, see, the manga, you know, can't give us like these type of moments like in real time. Nah, you're a good kid, Ira.
相変わらずどうかしてんな。うるさいわね。何か用？そっちはどう？うまいこと言い訳できた？まあね。あんたのヘイトでいっぱいよ。その割には一人じゃん。いつも金魚の糞みたいのが一緒にいるのによ。
Look of fish turds. What a phrase.
あんたは私の敵なんだから。どうせ言ってないんでしょ。悪口。
Mm.
言ったわよ。もうクソみそ言ったわ。なんか文句ある？
He's back.
こいつまだおいでになるの？大丈夫
Chiquitita. Got the gloves on. Uh-huh.
ほら見て。これが宇宙人。
なんかぽくねえな。これカッパ
That's a Kappa. She won't believe it.
信じないってどういうこと？
いやむしろカッパが宇宙人だって説がありますから。
あ
どうすんのこいつ。手当てしちゃってるけど、また襲ってくるかもしれないわよ。宇宙人が何食うとかわかんないから、とりあえずカレー作る。
I gotta say.
別に食わなくてもいいけど。
For an alien, he sure knows Japanese customs. Drop to his knees. Stays up position.
トロばっか食ってんじゃねえぞ。
Food wars once again. Oh my gosh. Baldy.
こいつもクソんが。今後二度と寿司は出さねえからな。
息子が病気なんです。体内の血液が尿や便で出てしまって毎日新しく血を取り込まないと死んでしまうです。妻もこれと同じ病気で亡くなりました。治療にはフェリフィスフューネ。
何？ごめん、聞き取れない。
たくさんの貨幣が必要なんです。私のフェッシュ資本は紛争地帯で供給能力がありません。
Like Spanglish. Speaking a foreign language within a natural language.
ボディーガードのような仕事があります。あなたたちを傷つけ、息子に辛い思いをさせています。情けない。
どうすればあなたを救えますか？自分の一物があれば息子さん救えますか？
What?
何言っちゃってんの？
I forgot you offered it.
この人がお金を受け取れればいいんですよ。その後に一物は取り返しに行けば。働きたくたって仕事がないんですよ。どうやって稼ぐんですか？力になりたいんです。
What a good kid.
受付って気持ちはわかるけど、私が取り返してあげるわ。高倉くんのそのあれ。
バカ女。
この人のために何かしてあげようって時にサポートできないような女じゃパートナーとは言えないわね。
高倉健さんの心遣い、とても嬉しいです。でも。もう十分すぎるほどよくいただきました。
She needs to really.
私はあなたたちを傷つけないと約束しましたから。
Your brain needs to get straightened out with that Kentaka Kura stuff.
その血のついた包帯から懐かしい匂いがするぜ。
Milk. Hagashi.
これは
The same. Man, the imagination.
雑巾で牛乳を拭いた時みたいな匂いがしたんだよ。
でも少し薄いです。
人間が飲みやすいように均質化してんだ。知り合いの酪農家に頼んで牛とおめえにくれ。
Yeah, it's a little easier. Hagashi. Intense milk. Oh, they could have done a little longer. It's Calamulation live abduction. That was kind of an abrupt cut. I would have liked to have seen the cow stand there and then the beam shoot down and then start lifting it up. That was a very abrupt cut. I guess it was for comedic. Given that, no, that was a Kappa. Yeah, it followed the manga a little too much to the T and was an abrupt cut. Oh gosh, why this view? What's with this pose? Oh. She knows her granddaughter. Oh. They did not call out. Was this what was the prime minister's name? Was Abe? Was it Hiroshi his first name? Yay, GG. About to pose. He's about to pose. Oh my gosh, that angle today. Come on, pose, pose. Jealousy. Hello everybody, just wanted to give a quick addendum here, because this is very important. If you're watching this is most likely the second upload, and I'm sure many of you are trying to figure out why. So let me show you the issue here, because it's getting a little annoying, and I think I may know what the culprit is. It might not be it, but I've been noticing it a lot every time I try to re-upload this particular video. So I'm going to show you right here. This is what's going on right now. As you can see, my visibility is blocked. It's being blocked by Netflix. This time it's Netflix. And they're saying that this part here from 10:55 to 11:24 is the culprit. This is the same video that keeps getting tagged for copyright block the last time. And that led to the upload. But, you know, I added as much as I could here, and I'm trying to figure out why it is. Now, I had to keep it mute just to be on the safe side. But when you go further down, now this whole section here seems like it's no problem. It's just the Kentaka Kura joke, right? Well, this is the part here that I think is the culprit. you see where it says, "Where's your political correctness?" And then she, says all this. That's the whole entire segment that's getting tagged off. Now I reacted to this because the translation was correct, and I pointed that out. That it was the correct translation. That was it. I thought it was interesting because I have heard stories regarding translators getting a little overboard. Ms. Kobayashi Dragon Maid being one of them. So when I heard when I heard Okurun say porikore, porikore is short form for political correctness, and that's what the translation said. And I thought, oh wow, that was something. And I said, yeah, that's correct. And that's pretty much what my reaction was. And I think because now this is the second time, and it's the same block of that's been blocked out. This is the little portion. I think because Psycho in the translation said screw political correctness, that's why I'm getting blocked out. But like I said, this is the same scene that I've seen other reactors reacted to, and their videos are still up. My video have been up since January 17th. And this is January 29th, and once again, they blocked this off, and it's the same scene. It took me a while to figure it out, but if that is the reason why, because I reacted to Sayako response to Okurun, and I reacted to that by saying, oh, that's a correct translation, that's dumb. That's dumb. It's a very dumb thing. And just to give all of you context, I'm studying Japanese. I'm studying how to speak Japanese and everything. So I picked up on that. I picked on that and reacted to that. What was said in Japanese and what was written in the translation. So I want you all to see that because I know that this is getting re-uploaded again, and I just wanted you all to understand that. I had gained 130 views in this re-upload. Not this re-upload. The re-upload that I'm taking down and replacing with this re-upload. You understand what I'm saying? So with a whole bunch of likes. Let me see here. 130 views, 3 comments, 2 likes. I don't understand why that's an issue for them. Honestly, I don't understand why they're making a big stink over it. But I do want to say thank you. I want to make sure the 130 viewers and the commenter. Let me see here. Trying to get let me get the name here. I just want to make sure it is very clear. That you all have my thanks for watching that re-upload. Let's see here. The commenter is Eikaku Q Taro. All of you, thank you very much for your views, and the people who gave the 2 likes. Thank you all very much for that. I really appreciate your support for that re-upload. I hope you all came back to see this re-upload. And I am hoping this stays up again. If you're watching this, it probably means it did stay up. But it just find it very weird because I had posted this re-uploaded that January 17th, and it's January 29th, and it's that particular scene. So hopefully this time around, it will hold. So thank you all very much, and please enjoy the rest of the research. Okay, so the next scene that's getting hit with the copyright tag is all the way at the end of the show where Momo is mimicking Hiroshi Abe. I'm not sure why or what it is about this scene that Netflix is having a problem with, because it's, again, just another joke. There is nothing wrong with it. She just walks up to the door and opens it, and I just found it funny that she's acting this way. So this is another scene that's been trimmed a bit more. This is where I did my did my Gigi pose because I like Gigi. Gigi's funny, but yeah, this was basically the whole entire end of the whole thing here. So I did what I could to trim this down further, but I didn't want to give up the whole ending because there was really nothing wrong with it. So hopefully, it won't be much of a problem. But it is getting, but it is very weird. That that this is becoming randomized and such. So once again, thank you all for your help and support. So this next scene that had to get re-edited due to the copyright was when Momo's friends showed up at the infirmary and started pretending to be detectives. I don't know what made it copyrightable or anything, but just like the other two scenes, this one had been tagged a lot. It was always just these three scenes that always gets tagged over and over and over again, and it just keeps jumping back and forth between the three of them, and it's pretty weird that they're doing this kind of thing. But this is the culprit in question once again. Netflix is the one who's tagging me again. So at the 527 mark here, as you can see, Momo's friend starts walking around with the spotlight on her from the other friend, and of course the red filter gets plopped in as part of the joke. I've been reacting to it because I found it very funny how the kids are behaving like kids here, and this is where she points out that Aira, Momo, and Okurun are caught in a love triangle, as you can see, and then we cut on over to the mantis shrimp. So, and this is where it essentially stops at, with them looking like that. So I cut as much as I could, but I'm running out of space for this scene, this particular scene, without losing the context, because the context was very important to get to that punchline, or else it looks weird, getting to the punchline. So, if I get forced to remove it, this is the reason why. That's what the whole scene is that got removed. So yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm not sure why these three particular scenes continue to be the ones that is an issue with the copyright, but unfortunately, I have to do everything I can to try and meet whatever this requirement is to get it going. So yeah, thank you all. Okay, this next scene that I had to edit was the part where Saeko called down Momo, who was trying to scheme a new school uniform. Saeko promised to give Aira and Okurun uniforms as compensation, but she called out Momo because she realized Momo was being sneaky and said that that was all in the eyes. So once again, the copyright block from ye old Netflix. As you can see here, I've been editing. I've had edited this a lot, but it's getting more and more difficult because my reaction to this scene is starting to get thinner and thinner and thinner. I would have to chop off one of my inflections. I was like, laugh. I have to get rid of some of that. One of that, just so that way I could be able to cut this down even further. But I fear I may have. I'm hoping I don't have to eliminate the whole scene because her calling her around and then throwing the top knot, the little scrunchie to do Hiroshi Abe was definitely a very funny call out. So hopefully this will work out. That was a very interesting episode because of how quick it went. It went very quick. in terms of introducing characters, bookending the introduction of characters and such. But it was overall a fun thing. And what's even more fun is some research. Let's start off with reading this one quick trivia from the comments section in episode 7 by EDLK7IL. Thank you for the comment. EDLK7IL said, Acro Silky, human life, before she died, her daughter got kidnapped based on the design of the money. It happened around late December 1989. So basically, someone analyzed Acro Silky's human life before she died. I would like to know who that was because I'm very interested in seeing that video. So thanks again for that little piece of trivia. And once again, don't hesitate to comment down below if you have any fun facts, trivia, or any materials for research to help me out. Appreciate it. And let's move on to our next subject in the research. Kappa. Kappa is a yokai, a very, very well-known yokai in Japanese folklore and mythology. Over here at yokai.com, Kappa is a very turtle-like creature, which graphically is holding a human arm that is severed. It means river child. Alternate names is Kawataro and Karako. Inhabits rivers, lakes, ponds, waterways, cisterns, basically anything that's got water in it throughout Japan. They're omnivores, prefer cucumbers and human entrails, which is gruesome. Kappa are aquatic reptilian humanoids who inhabit the rivers and streams flowing over Japan. Clumsy on land, they are at home in the water and thrive during the warm months. Kappa are generally the size and shape of a human child, yet despite their small stature, they are physically stronger than a grown man. Their scaly skin ranges from a deep, earthy green to bright reds and even blue. Kappa bodies are built for swimming. They have webbed, thumbless hands and feet, turtle-like beak and shell, an elastic, waterproof skin that reeks of fish and is said to be removable. Other inhuman traits include 3 anuses that allow them to pass 3 times as much gas as humans, and forearms attached to one another inside of their shells. Pulling on one arm lengthens it while the other arm contracts. I guess more like this, that kind of thing. Or at least I tried to do it maybe like this, like that. So, oh well. But their most distinguishing characteristic is a dish-like depression that lies atop their skull. This dish is the source of Kappa's power and must be kept filled with water at all times. Should the water be spilled and the dish dry up, the Kappa will be unable to move. It may even die. Among its behaviors, while younger Kappa are frequently found in family groups, adult Kappa live solitary lives. However, it is common for Kappa to befriend other yokai and sometimes even people. Possessive of keen intelligence, Kappa are one of 5 yokai able to learn human languages. They are highly knowledgeable about medicine and the art of setting bones. According to legend, friendly Kappa taught these skills to humans for fun. They love causing mischief, practicing martial arts like sumo wrestling, and playing games of skill like shogi. Kappa are proud and stubborn, but also fiercely honorable. They never break a promise. Kappa will eat almost anything, but they are particularly fond of 2 foods, cucumbers and raw innards, particularly human anuses. Kappa revered in Shinto as a kind of water god. It is not uncommon to see offerings of cucumbers made at riverbanks by devout humans. In return, Kappa help people by irrigating fields, befriending lonely children, and competing with adults in sports and games. Kappa can also be crass and dangerous. Lakes and rivers where they live are often marked with warning signs. Kappa particularly despise cows and horses and will attack the animals for no reason at all. Which, for Seiko to offer the cow up is pretty funny because she keeps insisting it's a Kappa. Mischievous by nature, they loudly pass gas in public and love to pick up women's kimonos. Sometimes their mischief turns violent. Kappa have been known to kidnap or rape swimming women and kill people. A Kappa's preferred method of attack is to drown its victims or bite them to death underwater. Kappa also devour humans alive. Usually they go for the rear end to get at the Shiroko-dama, a mythical ball of flesh located just inside the anus. In the water, there is no escape for anyone who crosses a Kappa. On land, however, it is possible to outwit one. The honorable Kappa will feel obliged to return a bow if it can be tricked into return a bow. I don't know why I was thinking bow and arrow. Will feel obliged to return a bow. If it can be tricked into bowing so low that the water in its dish spills out, it can be overcome. Once bested, Kappa have been made to swear loyalty and friendship to their victor for the rest of their lives. Here's some depictions of... Oh no, that's a whole different character. Sorry. So that's what they look like. Here we go. That's what they look like. There's the water dish on their heads, devouring a human arm and enjoying the nice warm water there. So in mythology.net, from what they have, in the waters of Japan, there lurks a creature that is mysterious as it is terrifying, the Kappa. What is a Kappa? The Kappa is a mythological monster that's said to inhabit ponds and rivers. This strange creature is said to have the appearance of both a humanoid and reptile and are extremely cunning. Kappas have over 80 different names, though the most common are Kawappa, Gawappa, and Kawaso. Kappa considered to be a type of Suijin, water deity, that inhabits the freshwater areas of Japan. According to legend, the Kappa is fond of causing mischief and even harm towards humans. Kappa's pranks can manifest in the form of harmless jokes, like making noises similar to flatulence and looking up a woman's kimono. However, some Kappa are more violent and have been known to drown livestock, kidnap and eat children, and force themselves upon women. Although Kappa are generally considered a force to be feared, there are some instances in which Kappa are considered to be generous, though this most often happens when a Kappa is indebted to a human being. Some of the most common records of friendly Kappa are early Japanese legends that attribute the knowledge of bone setting and medical salves as being taught to man by friendly Kappa. We've already went through the descriptions, but this is what they look like. This is what their depiction is here. Wonder what where this came from. Uh-oh, it's not letting me out. No, it's not. Oh dear. There we go. The Illustrated Guide to 12 Types of Kappa. That's what this is. Interesting how they're depicted. Some of them very human-like, maybe even alien. That now it makes sense where why Okuda would say that they would look alien, that they would be seen as alien because of this these imagery here, where they're standing upright like a human and walking around a bit, especially with the flat head. And yeah, it makes sense why Gig Worker would be seen as a Kappa by Seiko, because of the flat head. Makes sense. Let's see. Well, let's find out about their powers. The powers of a Kappa are thought to be magical and are greatly respected by all those who believe in the deity. All Kappas are known to possess incredible strength and impressive swimming capabilities. They are also known for their love of fighting, especially sumo wrestling. It is said that a Kappa's greatest joy in life is to engage in combat with its victims. However, many are able to escape its invitation to fight by making a deep bow to the Kappa. According to the legend, Kappas are obsessed with politeness and will return the bow, spilling their water in the process. Kappas are also known to be extremely intelligent. They are credited with bringing many medical practices to the ancients of Japan, including the art of bone setting and creation of many medical salves. It is said that if you befriend a Kappa, it will grant you with the knowledge of many medical practices. How to defeat a Kappa? There are thought to be several ways to defeat or fend off a Kappa. The most common method was used to its own obsession with politeness and human tradition against it. It is said that if you encounter a Kappa, you should bow deeply to it. The Kappa will feel obligated to return the bow and will spill water in its sada in the process. rendering powerless. Be careful, however, some Kappa have caught onto this practice and use a metal plate to protect their Sada when they come ashore. When it comes to Kappa who use a plate to protect their Sada, there are other ways to ensure that they do not harm you. It is said that Kappa's arms can be easily detached from their bodies. If you sneak up on a Kappa and are fast enough to grab their arm during combat and pull it off, a Kappa will promise you anything in order to have it returned. Many Japanese legends speak of heroes who overcame Kappa with this strategy and are able to obtain safety for their entire village in exchange for the returned arm. Other ways of dealing with Kappa can be found in their love of certain foods, especially cucumbers. It is thought that cucumbers are one of many things Kappa love more than the internal organs of young children. Many people believe that writing the names and ages of everyone in their family on pieces of sliced cucumber and throwing them into the water before bathing would ensure that no one in their family would be harmed. There's also debate on whether eating cucumber would ensure safe passage of water. Those in certain regions believe that this will serve as protection, while others consider to make a Kappa attack inevitable. There are several accounts of people being able to ward off Kappa by carrying iron, sesame, or ginger on their person. And that's the Kappa. That's the Kappa in a nutshell. Yeah, it makes sense that gig worker would be considered an alien, and Okuno would point out that sometimes Kappas would be viewed as aliens as opposed to deities. These alien-like appearances here. It's very fascinating. It's very fascinating. So, another fun thing that happened in the show. Oops, there we go. Was that we got introduced to one of the new characters, but Ayase had to pretend to be Hiroshi Abe. I thought Hiroshi Abe reference was the Prime Minister, but I got the wrong Abe. Basically, she's got this whole entire setup, and she's walking around saying rocket engine valve, and pretending to be him. But Hiroshi Abe is a real actor. He happens to be a real actor. Here we go. And this is him in one of his films, which is looks like it's on Disney Plus. Interesting. He starred in Still Walking, Godzilla 2000, and After the Storm. I'm not sure which film this one is because IMDb is just playing along. But you got some scenes here from some of his works here. This is Still Walking with Yui Natsukawa. And this is also Still Walking. More Still Walking. Can I get something else here? That's all from the film Still Walking. Let's pan out here. Let's see. And this one here, oddly enough, this is Thermae Romai. Very interesting that he ended up in a Roman film here. That's the only image of him, huh? Yeah, Thermae Romai. I can't see. I can't speak Italian. Sorry. That's very interesting. I wonder what his role is in this film. Very fascinating. But yeah, he was in Godzilla among others. He's very well known. He has awards. He was mainly a nominee. He was Best Actor in Thermae Romai with the Japanese Academy Award of the Japanese Academy, 2013. What else says he got the Blue Ribbon Award, and he also had the National Drama Festival Downtown Rocket, where he played the role of a researcher at Aerospace and Science Exploration Agency and runs Tsukuda Industries, a small factory left behind him. Dandadan really loves using real shows and real actors as part of their jokes and shout outs. It really helps I guess one could say it legitimately helps with keeping the story from going overly absurd, because it is a very absurd story, Dandadan, like very extremely absurd, and having some of these real world connections with the actors in film, television, and film, like Kenta Kakura and Hiroshi Abe, and Bakatono, really keeps things, keeps our thought process in remembering that this is still real world here, and that there are real world stuff going on, and that's a pretty good thing to do when you have a all myths are true type of story like Dandadan, because you can get lost in the fantasy and the science fiction and all that stuff, and you're dealing with the suspension of disbelief, and you gotta really fight hard against it, because while it is pretty fun and awesome to have aliens running around, you can make the mistake of taking it to an extreme level where a character could break the rules of the world unintentionally, and then suddenly your viewers are like, they just throw their arms up and they're ready to give up. They're ready to give up on you. So be very, very careful when doing all myths are real. Make sure you have a little something of reality, just to make sure that you don't lose lose the sight of your storytelling, and you don't lose your audience. You don't want to lose your audience. Never lose your audience. Be very careful when you're trying to bend the suspension of disbelief to an extreme, that you don't break it. It's very easy. The temptation is very strong when you're doing all myths are real. So, but have fun with it. People will have fun with it. And speaking of fun, tonight's episode. Woo. Basically, it's I would say it rushed a little too fast. I felt like a couple of scenes just needed a little bit more longer to go. This is why I felt like it should have gone 24 seasons at the very least. In this episode here, it was just kind of rapid, fast pace movement, and I feel like it's not giving viewers enough time. For example, we get introduced to the Queen Nurse here, Queen Sensei, school nurse. We had a very, very short time with her. Now, yes, in the manga, we don't have a lot of time with her either. But the thing is that we had more than enough time with her, like plenty enough panels to really get a good view of her. When she talks about the bullying, she actually goes into a lot more depth in the manga. Like, she was really insisting on who did it, and really went into the explanation that she wouldn't tolerate bullying, and they just had to tell her who did it. Like, she was really pressing them to tell it, because she wasn't gonna accept what had happened to them as being some type of happenstance. She was fully convinced that there was bullying involved, and she wanted to rectify that big time. And we didn't get that here. This moved a little too fast, because all of a sudden, because we didn't get her depiction here. Like, she says, "I'm on your side," but we didn't get enough time compared to the manga to really see that, she legit means it. Because she does, because in the manga it does make it clear that she legit means it when she says she wants to know what's going on, and we end up with this little moment here, which is fine. Which is fine. And then we get to dedicate, the rest of the time here, trying to figure out, they're of course freaking out. I mean, they're kids, they're still kids. They're freaking out with what had happened post-fight, with everybody exposed. But ultimately, it did lead them to the big question of why is it that if they're after Okurun and his powers, because they made it very clear that after his powers, why is it that they're not going after the yokai themselves? And so this was one of my most favorite moments in Dandadan in the manga, and to see this was just so great. This is such a great world build. He is positing theoretically that the reason that there may be an alien invasion happening, and the reason why the aliens are not making a move on Earth, is because of the yokai. And as he made it very clear, yokai is not just exclusively in Japan. There are yokai all around the world. As it was established, where they talked about the Flatwoods Monster, Loch Ness Monster being from England, and so on. Well, Scotland, actually. But you get my point. The United Kingdom. There. United Kingdom. But the point is that because there are all these myths and yokai all around the world, the aliens are having a hard time doing their invasion because they don't know what the heck this is. And because humans can be possessed, like in the case of Ira and Okurun, yeah, now they want to, now it kind of put, it kind of like put a red flag on the aliens, and they can't further their plans. Whoever it is, you know, well, the Serpoans, but the Serpoans, you know, and anybody else who's teaming up with them, because they've been bringing a lot of creatures with them, a lot of aliens with them, like Gig Worker. They try to figure it out, what's going on here. They don't know, you know, what this is. And they're having a hard time comprehending what's on Earth. And so Okurun is saying, theoretically, that the yokai and demons that exist on Earth is protecting Earth from an alien invasion. Maybe unintentionally, maybe intentionally. We don't know what the motive is. What we do know is that the aliens are having a hard time making a move. And this was just one of the most amazing shots that they showed when Okurun threw out his theory. And I was like, wow, what a world build. This is my favorite. This is hands down my favorite moment in Dandadan, with him making this theoretical revelation. And being a writer myself, it's like, oh, I can't wait to see if this comes to fruition. But definitely was a mind blowing moment. Of course, during the course of we get the whole teen angst thing, and we get the teens being teens, acting like kids, which is great. Another great thing about Dandadan, they really depict these teenagers as children and behaving like teenage children, you know, coming up with random things, like doing things like this, you know, not that, this. But her, you know, acting like a detective and coming to the conclusion with that image that they were having a naked battle royale. Oh man. Oh, this show is crazy. And yeah, the war between two women and one guy, so it becomes there a gladiator, nude gladiator combat. And yes, the faces are justified. They're like, ugh, you too. Another great thing is, of course, Ira. You know, breaking how you say expectations. What do they call that? Crap. It escaped me. It escaped me. You know, when you expect something to happen, but then it goes the opposite direction. I'm sorry. It just completely escaped me. It's a writing thing, you know. But then again, you know, I am an awkward writer. But here, you know, Ira, once again, we see character growth. She takes responsibility for her actions and, you know, backed Ayase. And made it clear that, she was the one who did it, which she did, you know, spreading the rumors about her, and walked away. And she was sad because she knew what's going to happen, the consequences of what's going to happen. is that she's gonna lose everybody because of this, and she knows it. You can see right there. But leave it to Ayase, again, more character growth, to come on in and be like, yeah, I got your back. As annoying as you are, I got your back. Only for my man gig worker to show up. Referred to as Dover Demon by Okurun later on, but he was completely injured from that whole battle, and they were ready to fight in case he decided to go crazy, but eventually they made peace. And he's eating. Of course, they're all having a fight over food. It's so ridiculous. Oh man. But it turns out that he's trying. Well, of course, doing the alien grish, the alien grish, speaking Japanese and alien at the same time. He's unemployed. He needs money because his kid Chiquitita, his son Chiquitita needs a transfusion, a blood transfusion. It turns out that blood happens to be milk. It happens to be milk. The imagination, hands down. You just gotta love the imagination. It's so great when imagination flourishes like this. An alien that has to drink milk, gyunyu, hageshi. Oh man, but they were able to figure that out, that it's milk that they need, and the solution was very simple. We bring the ever classic aliens taking the cow. The aliens abducting the cow. I was a little shocked because of how abrupt. I understand that it was supposed to be a joke, one of those joke cuts, abrupt joke cuts. Honestly, I felt like that didn't work here. I felt like we should have had seen the cow standing on the field, and then the beam hits and lifts it up. Like, that would have been a nice abrupt cut right there, instead of just showing the cow already going up. It was too abrupt for a joke. It would have been great if we would have had the cow standing there like a good 5 second, like the cow's just standing there, and then you see the lights shine down and it starts lifting it up. I would have gone with that animation wise. But nevertheless, it did convey its joke, and the joke of aliens taking cows and abducting cows and for experiments and such is pretty hilarious. It's still hilarious. It was funny in the manga, and it's still there. I just wish that they would have not been that abrupt. It wasn't that abrupt. It would have worked. I believe it would have worked. Very good. And then we, of course, close out with her doing her Hiroshi Abe impression, and we get to meet Gigi. Gigi. You're gonna enjoy Gigi. Gigi's just crazy once you see him in the next episode. I was expecting him to do something. Unfortunately, I jumped the gun, so I jumped the gun. But it's all right. And of course, we get Okurun going into full jealous mode. So it ends with him on jealous mode. There he is. Oh man, yeah. This was I feel like the scenes were they crammed in the scenes too much. I really feel like this should have been a 24 episode season, because some scenes needed to be a little longer. Some of them did need to be a little shorter. But it still did its job, and that's the important thing, is that it still did its job. It did its job, but I feel like a few scenes were just too short because of the introduction, at least in terms of this episode. So yeah, nevertheless, it was fun. Got a lot of good belly laughs out of it. So there we go. Thank you all for joining me. And until the next Dandadan research, I wish you all a good night. Buenas noches and oyasumi nasai.